So there's like 130,000 new people here since like 2 months ago. So I figured maybe it would be a good time to like introduce myself. Hello, I am Chloe, better known as Chloe Bear Money Coach. It's Bear, not Bar. I painted that. I have a cat named Cash and 2 dogs. Let me go find them. I didn't find my dogs, but I found my boyfriend. That's Charles. Say hi. That's Mark. He's Charles' dog, but now he's my dog too. And that's a squishy goddess, also known as Logan. We all live in the San Diego area now, but I grew up in the Midwest and I lived in Chicago up until about 2 years ago. And I've been teaching people about money and creating content full time now for about 4 years. So I'm 34 years old, and for most of my life I was really bad with money. In fact, I've only been good with money for about 6 years now. I am actually one of 5 kids. My mom had 5 kids in 7 years. Like, because of that, money was always pretty tight growing up. I remember hearing my parents stress about money as early as like 7 years old. And so that actually encouraged me to get my first job at 9 years old, which I'm not even totally sure was legal. Doing like concession stands, and then I did babysitting, and then I like got a job at a coffee shop, and then I worked at Barnes & Noble, and like I've basically always had a million different jobs. Always very money hungry, like always driven to make money, but I had no idea what to do with that money, and I just spent it. And it was always like a running joke in my family of like, money burns a hole in Chloe's pocket. I'm not bitter, I swear. I kind of internalized that and was kind of like, well, I guess I'm just bad with money, and that, you know, I'll probably just be broke forever, just like my parents. Because my parents did want better for us, we were always encouraged to go to college, even if that meant taking out a ton of student loans. And I went about $80,000+ into student loan debt for an English degree and a Spanish degree. Hablo español. What was not on my bingo card is I became super depressed in my early 20s, to the point of, you know, like wanting to like do bad things. Because of that, I was literally always looking for a dopamine hit, and that often took the form of spending money that I didn't have. Yeah, and then I'd get home and I have panic attacks about how the heck I was going to pay rent and things like that. I just started to believe like, okay, well, you clearly can't do this money stuff. Like, you are definitely not the person to do this money stuff. So I started this belief that the best thing I could do was just date somebody who was good with money and hope that like we get married and they'd handle that shit. Well, how that worked out is I kind of got into the cycle of dating some really bad dudes because I was pretty comfortable with just like giving away my power, and the only people who wanted my power were people who wanted to abuse it. I would say one of my rock bottoms happened after a year-long super abusive relationship where the guy used my credit card to fund his business and totally tanked my credit score. And this gem of a human being still owes me about $50,000 to this day that I'm never going to see. But my rock bottom happened after I moved out, and I looked around myself and was like, all right, what the like, this is clearly not working. And I was really tired of finding myself in the same situation over and over again, where I had nothing to show for how hard I was working in my multiple jobs. It was October 2018, and I was 27 years old when I had this moment where I was like, I cannot continue to live my life this way. Like, I can't keep being a victim. And so I decided, why don't I just like try this whole money thing? Eventually, that's what started my journey off. I was like, let me go learn some shit. And my favorite life mantra is, dumber people than you have figured it out before. Quote that mantra, it gave me the balls to just try, to just stop trying to be perfect at everything and just give it a shot. Because what if I could build wealth? What if I could stop struggling? And like, it worked out really well. It's literally because I was like, what if I just tried? And now I would say like I'm living a life that I never even could have dreamed of before. You know what I mean? Like, when you're in the shit, you can't even like dream to a certain extent. I am living the life that's beyond what I used to dream about, and that's pretty cool. A lot of what I'm able to do these days, the fact that I get to do what I love for a living, the fact that this is my job, teaching you guys about money, it's because of you guys. So thank you for being here and like letting me teach you about this stuff. This stuff has truly changed my life. Like, at the end of the day, I think we all know that having more money in our pockets allows for more opportunities, no matter what those opportunities are that you want. And so I hope that my videos make you laugh, make you learn, and inspire you to do this too, to just try and see what happens. One more thing I want to say is that like the fact that you're here at all, the fact that you're following, the fact that you're watching these videos, like, you should be proud of that. Like, it's not an easy decision. It's a brave decision to decide to turn the light on and actually learn about this stuff. So proud of you. Okay, good job.